Volatility doesn't destroy traders. It exposes them. You think you've built discipline until the chart moves faster than your breath. You think you've mastered patience until one candle turns your plan into panic. Volatility is not chaos. It's the mirror that shows you what you really believe about yourself. When the market explodes, you don't lose to price. You lose to emotion. To that quiet voice whispering, "You're missing it." To the urge that confuses activity with control. Every trader wants movement until movement starts hurting. Then they pray for stability, as if stability was ever promised. But volatility isn't the enemy. It's the test. You can't control the market. You can only reveal what control means to you. You say you want freedom, but you trade like a prisoner, chained to the next tick, the next signal, the next hit of dopamine. Every spike feels personal. Every red candle feels like betrayal. But the market doesn't know your name. It never did. You call it volatility. Your nervous system calls it threat. Your brain floods with cortisol. Your judgment narrows, and suddenly every candle feels like survival. You don't need a better entry. You need a quieter mind. Because no strategy can save you when your biology is fighting you. You think you're following your system. You're following your fear. When volatility rises, you stop trading your plan. You start trading your emotion. Every move becomes personal. Every loss becomes proof that you're not enough. You forget that randomness doesn't care about your self-worth. You forget that no chart can validate your identity. The market moves, and your ego moves with it. You start chasing instead of waiting. You start reacting instead of responding. And every reaction costs more than money. You lose the thing you can't buy back: composure. Stillness is a position. Silence is a trade. But most traders can't stand silence. They equate it with failure. They need to do something, anything, to feel in control. That's how volatility wins. Not through movement, but through manipulation. It convinces you that speed equals intelligence. That clicking is control. That chaos is opportunity. The market isn't moving, but your emotions are. Real traders don't master volatility. They master response. They train the mind to see turbulence without absorbing it. Because what you can observe without reacting to, you control. But control isn't about dominance. It's about surrender. Not to the market, but to the truth of uncertainty. Every tick you can't predict is a reminder. You are not here to know what happens next. You are here to manage who you become when it does. The illusion of control dies the moment you accept randomness as natural. Because only then do you start seeing the market as a mirror, not a threat. Volatility stops being an enemy and becomes information. Information about your patience, your fears, your attachments. You stop fighting the market. You start listening to it. And in that silence you see the real lesson. Every candle is feedback. Every loss is language. Every drawdown is dialogue. You don't trade price. You trade belief. When chaos hits, amateurs panic. Professionals breathe. They don't shrink from movement. They adjust to it. They widen perspective, while others narrow theirs. They slow down when volatility speeds up. Because they know the mind that moves slower than the market survives it. They understand that volatility is not an obstacle. It's pressure that reveals structure. And under pressure, only presence performs. Presence is what separates fear from flow. It's the split second between reaction and response, the birthplace of discipline. But discipline isn't rigidity. It's grace under pressure. It's holding a plan with flexibility and a mind with calm. Discipline isn't suppression. It's surrender with awareness. When you stop fighting volatility, you start learning from it. It becomes your teacher, not your tormentor, because what feels like chaos is often clarity in disguise. The market doesn't break you. It breaks what was weak in you. Most traders lose money not because they're unskilled, but because they can't stay still long enough to let clarity form. They try to force outcomes instead of observing process. They try to predict instead of prepare. The mind untrained for silence is destined for sabotage. Because in volatility, patience isn't optional, it's profitable. Every move that looks violent is just volatility asking, can you handle uncertainty without losing identity? You can't beat volatility. You can only synchronize with it. Like waves in the ocean, it doesn't stop. It only respects rhythm. And your rhythm is your mindset. The calmer you are, the clearer you see. The clearer you see, the fewer mistakes you make. And that's the paradox. The less you do, the more you win. Trading isn't about predicting the next move. It's about surviving the current one. Consistency is born from surrender, not control. So next time the chart spikes and your pulse follows, breathe. Not because it fixes the trade, but because it reminds you that you're not inside the chart. The chart is inside you. The candles move, the prices swing, the noise grows, but inside that chaos there's a quiet place. And if you can stay there, even for a moment, you win. Because volatility isn't the test of your strategy. It's the test of your stillness. And in the end, the market doesn't destroy you. Your reaction does.